Okay, I think we are live now. Let's get it started. Hello, everyone. It's my pleasure to have all of you on the webinar devoted to casino and betting niches results of the year. The iGaming niche constantly changes, and in 2023 wasn't an exception. New laws appear in trending regions while promotional techniques do not remain the same. For this reason, we gathered experts to talk about the overall state of the industry now, sum up this year, and as well as make predictions for upcoming year 2024. Today, we are honored to have three guests with completely different experience and are ready to share with our viewers. Please let me know if you can see and hear as well. Write in the chat if everything is okay. Okay, as I see everything works good, let's go on. As we are getting started, it's time to introduce myself, our distinguished guests, and the main discussion points. My name is Vasilii Gamov. I am Chief Marketing Officer at RichAds at Tech Holding, and I have more than 12 years of experience in marketing and had an opportunity to work in different fields of affiliate marketing business, and for sure in iGaming. Now, let me briefly enlighten you about the RichAds advertising network and the formats we offer for affiliates to have the highest CR. Being a self-advertising network, RichAds has a lot to offer to affiliate marketers. We provide more than 5 billion impressions on 200 plus geos daily on such formats as push ads, pops, and in-page push notifications, as well as direct click and newly added one, native ads. We work with the verticals starting from casino and betting to dating, MVAS, antiviruses, sweepstakes, Nutra, software, and more. We even offer turnkey and fully managed ad campaigns for our clients. Those are also perfect options for newbies. That is from my side. I think that's more than enough. So, without any further ado, I'd like to introduce the wonderful experts that we are lucky to have today. Roman, please feel free to be the first and speak about Alpha affiliates.
Hello, my name is Roman Bespalov. I'm a senior affiliate manager in Alpha Affiliates. We are an affiliate network with own 14 casino brands and sportsbook. We mainly operating in Tier 1 countries, Tier 1 Europe, plus Australia, Canada, and some Tier 2 and Tier 3 countries like Brazil, India, and Africa.
Thank you for the introduction. So, Sergejs, now it's your turn to talk about your expertise and the company you work for.
Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for having me. I represent SEO Brothers. We are a full-cycle media agency working in over 35 countries, managing the large portfolio of the 30-plus websites, currently leading markets like UK, Canada, and others. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing. Aurimas, now it's your turn. Please take the floor and tell us about Betsson Group.
Yes, so basically I put some information about Betsson affiliate because I think that is most useful for the audience. But basically Betsson Group is like an operator brand, of course. We have over 18 different brands working in more than 20 different markets. Have been in this industry for a long time. I think one of the oldest iGaming companies in the world, to be honest. And I myself, I'm SEO expert at Betsson Group, working in SEO for over 10 years now. 6 years within iGaming, and all of those 6 years within the Betsson Group. I will be representing Betsson in this webinar today.
Thank you, Aurimas, and thank you guys for the brilliant introductions. So let's go to our agenda. During our discussion, we'll raise several hot issues. They are the first one, the progress and achievements of iGaming industry in 2023. Then we will go to the second point and discuss artificial intelligence in the iGaming industry. The third point will be about betting and casino insights and forecasts for the upcoming year will be made. Finally, our gaming experts will make conclusions and share their anticipations. If we have time, we have one bonus part, so stay tuned. Probably we will talk about it also. After this, we'll have a burning Q&A session and announce bonuses from our partners. Stay tuned. Make sure you ask questions in the chat during the roundtable. You can address a specific person if you wish to get an answer exactly from them. Okay, now the most awaited part, discussion. So let's start with the first question and discuss industry in 2023 and compare our observations. So the first question is, what positive changes do you guys see in terms of iGaming industry in 2023? And could you share some figures in terms of the companies you represent? Sergejs, could you start this part of discussion?
Yeah, would love to. I think the 2023 was really good year for us and for industry itself. We have seen a lot of regulations and the new markets. The US is showing excellent trends, and we are continuing monitoring the situation over there. For us, the year was also challenging, and we can say it for a lot of affiliates, and it's connected to the big numbers of Google updates. And we are looking forward for the new updates before end of the year.
Thank you. Thank you for summing up. Aurimas, could you proceed with it?
Yes, so for Betsson, it's been a good year, not gonna lie. Basically, we have been growing around 20-30% each quarter, year over year. Mostly on casino product, but also on sportsbook as well. We have acquired actually a brand in Belgium that's called Betfirst. Maybe to some audience it might be interesting if you are operating in Belgium with affiliates. Then we have launched a Betsson brand in Denmark. We have launched Risk brand in Serbia. We have obtained recently a license in France. So we are in progress of launching a Betsson brand there with Sportsbook. We have done lots of work on native apps to basically improve the user experience who play on mobile. And basically our main growth drivers this year were LATAM, SECA region, and Western Europe. Nordics is a bit like on the decline due to certain challenges, let's say, but mainly our current growth are focusing basically on these three regions. So I would say in terms of Google updates, because I'm working with SEO, we didn't see big impact with them. Of course, it's mostly maybe affected affiliate sites, but from what we can see, operator sites, at least the big ones, were not too impacted. So like we are not worried about at least Google updates so far, but of course you never know what the future might bring. And that's it from my
you
end.
mentioned like huge results. Thank you for sharing. And Roman, what about you? What Alpha affiliates has in results in 2023?
So the big thing to consider is how fast and how much the iGaming industry is growing. In 2022, it was worth $63 billion, and it's expected to be worth $153 billion by this year. Alpha Affiliates has seen this growth firsthand. Since the start of the year, we have welcomed 20% more partners and expanded our network of affiliates. We started offering our service in 50 different countries, and we introduced new iGaming brands, including Spinch, Raku Casino, and Casino Infinity. All of these products also will be displayed at Sigma Malta in November, where Alpha Affiliates will be in attendance. Also, you can meet me there. Last year, we paid over 50 million euros to our partners, and now we have a network of over 2 million players worldwide. All these numbers can show us that the future of iGaming industry is looking really bright. To meet the demands of the market, we also started a big promotion called the Alpha Affiliate Race. It is the best way to recognize the success of our partners and help them to make more money, of course. Partners can compete for prizes and for a spot on our list of top performers. And they even have a chance to win 200,000 euros. And also the top 5 partners can also win the special Alpha Rings. We want to keep motivating and rewarding our partners for their hard work. And this helps us to build a strong community. These kinds of new and exciting events are what will make the iGaming industry grow even more.
Thank you for sharing. Looks like all of you guys have huge results, enormous even results during this year. So congratulations on it, and good luck with your further way. So after that, let's go. Let's mention in this part one more question, which is important, and I suppose our audience is interested in it. What about regulations and new markets you reached in 2023, and what markets looks promising for you in the upcoming year? Some of you already mentioned some markets, but I would like to add a little bit focus on it. Sergejs, could you start with it? What is your opinion about this?
As I mentioned, for us, it's extremely interesting United States, and we are following carefully regulation news in terms of what states will get licenses, and we are expecting that U.S. market will continue to grow from other countries and other regions. It's very interesting what's currently happening in Asia. There are considerations about Japan. Maybe Japan will enter into regulation in 2024, which will be a massive step. And of course, LATAM. In terms of LATAM, currently it's very interesting to follow the Argentina, Peru, and Mexico.
Thank you for sharing. Roman, do you have anything to add here?
Yes, sure. Because the iGaming industry is growing a lot, companies are facing more competition. So they have to provide good services and make sure that they attract local customers in market that they work with. One way we stand out the competitive space is our affiliate race, where we reward our partners and create new opportunities for them. If we're talking about regulation, we should know that regulators are making new rules and updating existing ones. For example, Curacao introduced the LOK regulations, which aim to improve the safety of collaboration with affiliates in the industry. Another thing we noticing is that iGaming is becoming more international. Latin America, especially Brazil, looks promising for us and for a local iGaming industry. It's becoming more legalized, but it means that there are more competition and change to grow. Affiliates with experience in this field can do well there. Also, if we're talking about Brazil, Brazil has recently set some new requirements for operators waiting to offer sports betting. In order to obtain a license and to practice legally under the jurisdiction, operators will need to submit their application within the 30-day deadline. Operators also will have to pay 18% tax on their total revenue, which might drive players to participate in irresponsible gaming. As such, it's really important to adjust your affiliate marketing strategy for different regions. Rules can be different in various places, and people have different interests and needs. One size fits all markets doesn't work at all. So to be successful, you have to understand that the difference in various markets are figured out now, how people interested and visit your site. This is a big part of our success in Alpha Affiliates.
Thank you, Roman, for such a detailed answer. Aurimas, I'm not sure if your colleagues left you anything to add here, but if they, could you add anything about it?
Yeah, most of has been mentioned. I can just say that Betsson is closely following Peru, Brazil for sure, with US. Basically, for affiliates, I think it's an interesting market, but for operators, it's a bit like I don't think anybody's making money there at the moment from operator side. I think the big brands, the big boys, let's call them in US, are like taking over the market there. So like anybody, let's say from Europe, who want to take over or like maybe have a hold there, like it would be very difficult, and they will be losing money like for a very long time, most likely. So for like operators, I think is not as interesting as for affiliates, let's say. Yeah, Peru we are also closely watching because we have top 3 brands there, of course. So Inca, Betsson, and Betsafe. Brazil, of course, is a very big market, very interesting. Yeah, so we are looking forward to that, like more clear regulations there. With Nordics, we are waiting for something in Finland. Hopefully, I don't know, 2026 or something like that. So that could become again big because Betsson strategy is targeting regulated market and expanding into more markets. So like regulation in new markets is very important. So yeah, we are following quite closely there. But yeah, Latam for sure is one of the more interesting places for now for us.
Thank you for sharing. I can say quite the same. We have like enormous volumes of traffic in RichAds for Latin America. It's growing, and we see more and more products appears on the market. More and more campaigns are launched. So yeah, it's one of the main focuses still on the market. Okay, let's go to the second part, and the second part is about AI implementation in the iGaming business and in the market. In 2023, this year was widely characterized by AI implementation. So let's now focus on this hot topic. And as each of you knows, AI gained extreme popularity this year. So you can share how to implement such tools in your daily work and what kind of impact it had on your company's work. Aurimas, could you start with this part?
Yes, so I'm working with SEO, so I know most of the information there, but I've asked around within the company what other departments use AI or looked into a bit. So I can start maybe from others first. So design teams are using Adobe Suite mostly, and they are using the kind of inbuilt AI generation tool for like more efficient work. They have also been experimenting with this Adobe Firefly as well for more kind of, let's say, more AI generated content. I cannot say that we are using it too much at the moment because of especially the copyright issues and similar things, especially for an operator that might be risky. So we are maybe using it more for like editing already like images that are being built by the designers, not necessarily generating everything from scratch and using it. We are also looking into AI upscaling of images. For example, I think some of the tools we are looking into is Gigapixel, Hitpo, I think these two. And basically we are thinking of using them upscaling images that we get from TV ads. So we are like basically filming videos for TV ads. And sometimes we want to use some screenshots or images from these videos in like online advertisements. And usually these like are not super high quality, so we need to upscale them. So we're looking for AI solutions to do that. Then data teams are basically using it for estimating NDC lifetime values based on previous data, even estimating promotions, like how much revenue they might bring us, a specific promotion that we are basically trying to push to make sure ROI is good. Then at some point we use AI for like finding, let's say, problem like responsible gambling issues with some users based on their data and how they are playing. This is quite important for responsible gambling. Then for data management, we also use it to like predict or like find insights. We use Snowflake like data management kind of tool, AWS for that. And I think last thing we use with the data team is like AI fraud detection. So for operator, this is quite important thing. From marketing side, Surfer SEO, we use quite a bit this AI kind of content optimization recommendation kind of tool that they recently launched. So that is quite useful. We are looking into text to voice AI tools where you can, I don't know, offer some readers to not read the article but listen like in audio version. Then some video to AI tools we're looking into, let's say making video infographics, GIFs, and so on. Then automated ad creation, that is something interesting for brand building. instead of designer creating manually like 100 different images, you can use AI to do that, like, I don't know, in minutes probably. And then you can optimize them constantly. So that makes it a lot faster. So there are tools, let's say, like Add Creative AI. I think that is one of the biggest one at the moment to help with that. Lots of big companies are using it. For A/B testing, you can use AI as well. So like to spot these like changes and like and how changes on the page affect users. For SEO content generation purely, we try to avoid using it for the money pages. Let's say for the pages that are bringing us most users, where we can actually create manual content instead of AI content, and it's worth doing that. But for example, AI content might work for sportsbook event pages, especially the lower popular ones. Let's say, I don't know, not from these biggest leagues, where it's almost impossible and not worth like doing manual content. Let's say about which teams are playing, how did their like previous games ended, and similar data. Basically, you can generate with AI, and this content would still be useful for the users because it's not just some random content, but actually useful content like some historical data from last year, from this year. So we are looking into that basically. So you would generate content on thousands of event pages, and Google is not against that. Basically, if it's useful for the users, if it doesn't make sense to do it manually, then basically it makes sense to do. But if it's an important page and you can actually prepare a proper content for it, like human generated, which Google still prefers, then we try to do that. Of course, it has to be like a more important page and bring us some value, like a blog article or like some main page on the like main sites and so on. So I think mostly we use it for that, and then of course efficiency work. ChatGPT, I know, Excel formulas, whatever you need. Usually that's the fastest way. You can even do some offsite research with ChatGPT now. That's like categorizing websites or something like that. And then we, I think, are looking into at the moment like like backlink Anchor analysis tool, Anchor.li, if I'm not mistaken, who would basically help us to do some offsite research faster as well. So like there are plenty of tools that are starting to use AI. Keyword research tools as well. Lots of them are being used to categorize keywords, suggest content, and similar things basically. So yeah, for SEO, it's mostly efficiency, let's say, gains. For other departments as well. But yeah, but like we still have human touch almost everywhere for sure, even design, like content and similar things. With AI content, yeah, one issue is that we are operating in a lot of small like markets, which is not English focused, or like let's say, I don't know, Sweden, for example, and finding AI tools, especially related to content that would do good automated content without needing to fix it, it's very difficult, and some companies don't even want to do it because they know that it's tricky for now. They don't have much data to train on. So that is an issue for us. If it's English, Spanish language, then okay, but these smaller markets usually like with content generation, it's not great. So we are waiting, maybe in the future something will get better on that part. So yeah, it took a bit of time, but yeah, like we have lots of different departments using like AI for lots of different things. So that was kind of what I gathered within the company.
Yeah, thank you. So great list of recommendations and exact AI tools. I'm sure our audience will like it. Sergejs, do you have anything to add in part of SEO here?
It was very interesting list of the use of the AI. We also very big fan of AI in our company. I can add a couple examples of how we're using AI, and I think it will be beneficial for others. So recently, one of the latest updates for ChatGPT introduced a couple features which are very useful. One of them is advanced data analysis. It allows to upload the data sheets directly to ChatGPT and to perform complex analysis. And one of the use for SEO we found extremely useful is analysis of internal links and anchors for the large data sets. We tested it on a number of the websites and been extremely pleased with the results. Aurimas mentioned that ChatGPT now allows to do the browsing, so we tested it as well for A/B testing and analysis of the external websites. It's a new feature in beta, and it's called Browse with Bing. I would say it's relatively okay. It's early stages, but it's a massive leap forward for the tool and useful as well. We also experimented with the text to video with Synthesia. The technology is there for the localization of video content and could save potentially a lot of hours instead of translating and recreating the content. Cannot say that the technology is completely polished, but maybe in 2024 we will see more competitors who will come up with the better solution, or maybe Synthesia.io will improve it itself. In terms of Surface SEO, been experimental. Sadly, supports the limited number of markets and languages. Experimented with the competitors of Surface SEO, such as Phrase and others. We definitely can see that AI will be super useful in the data analysis, keyword research, backlink analysis. I would strongly agree that AI can be used as an efficiency tool. So people with AI tools will work more efficient and will be able to get better results. In terms of content generation, strongly against generating content using AI. It feels like a shortcut. We compared the number of texts generated by AI, and I can't say that this content can really bring the value for the users. In terms of creativity, the new updated DALL-E 3 in ChatGPT is very powerful, and we can see that the image generation is improved massively in terms of the depth of the image, the quality of rendering, and what's important, that
Okay, probably we missed Sergejs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I hope he will come back with the internet in a minute. Not to lose the time, I will try to summarize Aurimas and Sergej's answers, like a great list you provided us with. Also here, probably you didn't mention, but I would like to add one tool called Contado. It's for SEO, and you can upload there your article, and this tool will analyze like top 10 articles from your competitors, compare it with your text, and provide you with the advices how you can improve the text. I mean, with keywords, with sentences, with detalization, and so on. So probably the main idea about SEO, not just to create total text, full text with such tools, but also use it for researches and as an advisor. And for sure, still content should be created by individuals, by copywriters. Sergejs, you're back. Do you hear us well?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, we lost you on the stage of DALL-E 3 and good work in images. Could you proceed with it?
Yes, thank you. So we've been experimenting a lot with the images generated by AI. We can see a massive progress with DALL-E 3. The quality of the images are great. They managed to reduce the number of issues with the artifacts, like additional thinkers, additional eyes. And it looks like the creative part of the tool is growing as well. So I highly advise to try this tool and to experiment. I think it can boost the creativity. I would not recommend to generate just images for the sake of images. I think it's an excellent tool to improve the quality of the overall design and to find new ideas.
Yeah, even like if you work in a bigger company and you work in marketing and you have your own design team, so when you have AI tools, you can basically generate some images yourself and say, hey, this is something similar that I want. Hey, can you do like this and that? So otherwise, like you might need to like explain all the details. Like to them, but basically now we kind of have like a template, and you can say, hey, this is something similar that like I would want. Then you can generate it in a few minutes. You can generate 10 different like versions, and then say, hey, I like all of these 10. Maybe choose the best one for you, and then like make something similar, but I don't know, like brand it to like our brand and all these other like design elements that they need to do. So, and same with actually SEO content as well. Like you can use AI to just kind of prepare briefs, maybe structure of the content that you think makes sense, some ideas, and then you might go to the copywriter or whoever you deal or agency then, and then hey, say this is something like this should be structured like that, and like similar things. So again, like it helps to save time on those kind of things. And on design, you couldn't even do that before. Like usually, like marketers are not like Photoshop masters that they could do some like very detailed like template or something like that. So that definitely helps. I think in that case, even these like idea stages, let's say, of your project or whatever you're doing. Yeah.
Yeah.
100% agree. 100% agree
Yeah.
on that one. I wanted just to add, sorry, Vasilii. One of the issue which has not been sorted out in the IE image generator is the text processing. So I have to say that we're using the images for prototyping a lot, and it's very useful, save tons of time. But we can see that in majority of the tools, except of the couple ones which I can add in the chat later, the text generation is very weak. So for example, when we're doing prototypes and we have to add some kind of writing into the images, a lot of AI tools, including DALL-E 3, struggles.
Okay, probably we lost Sergejs again. Never mind. Okay, to summarize, Aurimas, your answer and answer from Sergejs, AI tool is totally useful to speed up the processes and to solve the problem of blank list, to come up with more hypotheses and creatives. Sergejs, are you with us? Do you hear us?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yep.
you hear us. We lost you on the
Yes, I
stage
can
of
hear you well, all good.
summarizing tools for images. Could you finish it?
Sorry, guys, about the connection. Not sure what's happening today. Yes, so in terms of the prototyping and images, one of the important issues which need to be addressed is text processing on the images itself. We haven't seen many tools which can do it quite nicely. DALL-E 3 struggles with the text generation and images as well. We are closing multiple tools, and as soon as the text processing will be fixed, we'll be able to use AI image generation for prototyping much more often.
Okay.
I hope
Thank
you
you.
guys can hear me.
Yeah, we can
Yeah,
hear
now it's
you.
fine.
We got the main idea that you need to invest more time in prototyping, in texts, in prompts for these
Yeah,
tools.
text you can
images.
probably need to add yourself, designers, like afterwards or something like that, because I tried Firefly even yesterday, and like yeah, like it
Yeah,
didn't do
definitely.
great with text. Yeah, so some
Definitely.
extra
But
work is needed there.
yeah, definitely. While we're waiting for Sergejs to come back, Roman, could you take the floor and share your experience from the affiliate side? Do you have any
Yes.
tools to add here?
Yes, sure. We have really good tools to help us to keep an eye on our affiliate networks. We also invest in the best tools and technologies to help our partners to see what's happening in their markets that they work with. AI has a lot of potential and it can make customer experience better with virtual assistants, for example, and it can also help marketers predict industry trends and make their campaigns match with consumers' want. If we're talking about our work, our business, we are a particular fan of Humble AI, which can help us to find new PPC affiliates. and Deep CI, which monitoring Google search results. By using either of these, affiliates can stay on top of current trend and will have a better idea of where they can insert themselves into the conversation. Finally, we also recommend, of course, Google Analytics, SEMrush, and Ahrefs. These all help with the website optimization. The better your website looks, the more interest you receive. So,
is it possible, Roman? Is it possible to ask? You mentioned that you use Href and SEMrush. Is it in context with AI?
I mean, it's more about tools, but I think AI and tools is kind of the same technologies. It's connected with each other. So
I'm just maybe I'm mistaken, but I'm not familiar with the AI features of Href or SEMrush, except in SEMrush there was a content assistant, like a weaker version of the Surface. So can you maybe expand a little bit so I can understand which AI features you're talking about?
I mean, just about which tools we use in our work, what help us to make our business grow, which help us to optimize some working process inside our team. I talking about affiliate manager part and why we use it. Yes, I think it's not only about AI; it's more about tools. But
Thank you.
Yeah, it's the idea is same to increase efficiency. So the tools and AI do the same thing more or less, just in different ways maybe. Actually a humble AI I have some experience with as well, as you mentioned. And DeepCI, I think our affiliate team is using for finding and like tracking affiliates basically and making deals, if I'm not mistaken, a bit like more accurate, let's say, with the data. So yeah, those two I can recommend probably as well.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing, guys, such enormous list of AI tools and recommendations where we can use it. Thank you so much for that. I think our audience will love it. To summarize it, what I see, definitely it can speed up, adjust our processes, solve the problem of the blank list. But still, there are fields where we need to use copywriters, like real people, not robots, because they have more expertise, more experience in something. And when you go with new knowledge to the market, which wasn't published yet, for sure, you need to analyze your internal data and create your own solutions. So AI cannot just generate it because it doesn't have it in the internet. This is the first point. And the second point, be very like careful about what do you share with AI. For example, I know unfortunately some examples when affiliates or even marketers from companies share eternal data with ChatGPT, and you need to understand when you share it with ChatGPT, it will be there forever. So it will analyze your data and provide your competitors with advices. So don't share your real data. If you need to analyze something, you can create synthetic data, adjust your real data or something to avoid such
Yeah,
cases.
I think they either do have now or plan to launch like a business account for ChatGPT. So technically, the data you provide will not be shared with anybody. So then technically, if you have that, probably you can be a bit more kind of you can risk a bit more with like questions or with data you're providing. But with all like these public accounts as a personal user, yes, like we have even in the company policy not to do that.
What about
Yeah, sure.
standalone? What about standalone versions of the AI which are running on your local machines? Have you guys experimented or tried that one? Because it's much more secure in terms of data.
Local machines, no, but I know that we have our own internal AI tools like analyzing data, but they are usually on the cloud against Snowflake, AWS, but against our own internal one, so nobody else sees that. So, like, of course, we are good with using our data in terms of like these tools because we know that it's ours, and it would be probably quite tricky to share sensitive information with some external companies, especially it can be used like externally like by somebody. So yeah, but internally on machines, our own, yeah, I didn't try it myself at least, but it's doable, yes.
Thank you. So
That's fair.
let's summarize and finish this part, guys, and go to another one. To finish it up, we see it's like a big field, and we can continue discussions. There are a lot of interesting things to discuss. So, dear viewers, feel free to ask your questions in the chat. We will try to answer on them in the end of this webinar. And to summarize this part of AI, you should definitely use this technology. If you still didn't try it, you should go run to do it, because as I see, not only during this webinar but on the conferences I attended recently, from Athens to Warsaw and next in Stockholm, I see that everybody talks about AI, and not even talks, but already implemented it, already using it. So if you want to be competitive, use it right now or even yesterday. So it's the future. There are still like negotiations, I suppose, about will it replace human or not. And I see that the audience divided in 50-50. Part of the audience believes it will replace humans at all, part of it not. But what you definitely should do is try and implement some of these solutions in your business already right now, today, or even after the webinar. Okay, let's go on. And the next question is about trends in the upcoming year of 2024. So what kind of tendencies have you noticed, guys, in terms of geos, traffic sources, promotional techniques, maybe new slot machines, new products, whatever? Roman, could you start with this part and share your insights for the upcoming year?
Yes. In our site, we have noticed more media campaigns on local markets like Brazil and India. There is also an increase in media campaigns with influencers and with some athletes, like the ICC Men's Cricket World Cup this year. Also, now more than ever, crypto casinos is growing in popularity. We are very excited that Loki Casino, Golden Crown, One Red, and Neospin Casino are all in our crypto portfolio. At Alpha Affiliates, we pay attention to the local markets, and throughout this past year, we have entered several new locations with new brands, expanding Poland, Hungary, Greece, and Italy. We also will launch a new sportsbook brand, Wintoro, and we hope that it will take us into the global markets on sportsbook market.
Thank you for sharing. Aurimas, could you proceed with it? What are your main trends? What main trends do you see on the market?
Yes, so we discussed about this again in the beginning about the regulated market expanding there, of course. Usually the first movers get an advantage there. Like once you build a brand, like usually it sticks basically. So yeah, in the beginning you would probably need to promote as much as possible, get your brand awareness up, and then later it will be easier to kind of stay in the top. So, but that is always the case, not just for 2023 or 2024. So, like I know companies, affiliates who are interested in these new markets, yeah, should try to be there in the beginning and prepare well before going live. From our end, what kind of trends we saw maybe 2023 and hopefully continuing in 2024. So in terms of casino, so basically we see that some features that have been introduced in the recent years, like bonus buy, drop and win tournaments, turbo spins, high volatility, high win games, bonus rounds, megaways content, and similar grid slots. So these are continuing to grow and will probably continue to grow in 2024. So we will be focusing most likely on that quite a bit. In sportsbook focused markets, we noticed that, let's say Brazil, Peru, noticed that crash games are quite well received by the users because like they are the mechanics there are quite similar to like betting. Basically, you can do cash out, you have cash out functions and similar things. So basically, sportsbook users are like, you can promote kind of casino product with crash games, and then hopefully they play some or try some other games. So maybe not only for Latam, but any market that is like a bit more sportsbook focused might be a good idea. From live casino part, we see like game shows are getting bigger versus like regular roulette, blackjack, baccarat games, especially with new users who have no experience with live casino. So basically, if you want to try them to play live casino, like game shows is like a good way to get them in, and then they of course might try like more live casino games. In 2024, VR, XR, Meta Casino, whatever you call it, might get a bit bigger as well, because lots of companies are investing into the hardware improvements. Lots more users might be getting VR headsets and so on. Apple is coming into the game as well. And kind of hearing some rumors that some game providers are investing a lot into this content for 2024 maybe. So it might be kind of a bit bigger, let's say next year, maybe 2024, 2025, maybe a bit more kind of reasonable, I guess, that it might get big. So that is, we looked into a bit NFT gaming, like skin betting and so on, but this is still kind of not sure if it will get bigger or not. NFT got a bit big now, it's like got down again, so like you never know, maybe it will come back. So yeah, but these are the trends we are kind of seeing at the moment, more or less from our side.
Awesome, thank you for sharing. Sergejs, do you have anything to add here?
It will be difficult to add, but I'd like to stress maybe a couple items mentioned. So really have seen the same trends in terms of crash games. It looks like it's a massive global trend which started maybe with Aviator, then been followed up with Jetix, then Chicken Game, and it looks like that in emerging markets like Latam, those games has massive popularity. In terms of the trends of the bonuses, 100% agree with the new bonuses like buy-in. They getting more trendy, and for users, it's important to play on the platforms where they can experience those new types of bonuses. Another interesting topic mentioned by Aurimas was that the bonuses, they becoming more personalized, and we've seen that the operators providing personalized bonuses, they getting better retention. Yeah, but I think Aurimas covered the majority of the trends I could mention.
Yeah, I think so. Okay, thank you for answers and your focus for the upcoming year about the trends. And let's go further, and the final part will be about affiliates, about communication between affiliates and providers and brands. So to finalize the discussion, let's discuss main mistakes which are made by affiliates in 2023 and some advices how to avoid them in the upcoming year. Aurimas, could you start with this part?
Well, I don't work with affiliates too much, but basically what I can say, what I'm hearing within the company, that yeah, like if you provide data, make sure it's accurate, like what operators can expect. Otherwise, it will not be a good experience to anybody if you promise too much and then deliver too little. Maybe better even to be more conservative, let's say in some cases, not sure. Yeah, communication is key, of course. Everybody has to be on good terms. If something doesn't work, like it's better to start discussing about it in the very beginning, not wait until I don't know, the contract end or whatever. So yeah, having basically good communication, yeah, for sure is key. Selecting your partners well as well, of course, might save you lots of trouble in the future. So both for affiliates and for operators. You need to choose probably carefully. So better have maybe a bit less, let's say, partners, but then better opportunities with them, better connections, and better like trust, higher trust, and so on. So yeah, like I don't have much to add because I work with SEO, not affiliate, not in the affiliate team. But this is basically what I'm hearing more or less.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for sharing, Roman. Probably it's the question mainly for you and for Sergejs. So, Roman, could you share your experience about affiliates mistakes? Because I suppose your affiliates works not only with SEO but with other traffic sources also. So, could you share main advices, if possible, for each source, if not possible, for those you have your insights?
Okay, I think in general the most common mistake is when affiliate starts a new geo for him and he doesn't know anything about this geo. I mean, like payment methods. I mean, like popular slots and regulations, of course, because it's very important. So I think the most important thing is to um, to know all about product that you start and know all about geo that you start. And you have to understand that it's not easy. It's not easy money, and you should to have a lot of time and budgets for starting something new. So as for our site, I think it's the most important thing.
Thank you. And Sergejs, do you have anything to add here?
Yeah, I have a few things I can add in here. So in terms of the affiliate mistakes, it's very easy to comment on them, and we have seen the number of them which can drastically decrease the user experience. So one of the biggest mistakes we have seen that the affiliates, they are reusing the data which are not doing the fact checking. I'll give you an example. We have a lot of websites which are commenting about the slots RTP, and they are taking this information, probably copywriters taking this information from the websites without checking it with actual game provider, and a lot of websites providing misleading information on RTP, which is vital for slots. Another big mistake I would recommend to look into is checking terms and conditions. Again, a lot of affiliates who are working on the crowded markets, they are reusing the information from the big players, and the terms and conditions from operators, they constantly changing, and again those websites, they are misleading the users. And one of the huge mistakes which I hope that in 2024 will be addressed is working with the operators which are not promoting actively the responsible gambling and not supporting users with the timeouts, with different programs. So for us, it's very important to analyze what kind of responsible gambling initiatives the operators have, and to work with them and advise them what's needed to be done, because we think that it's important that users will have different support on different phases of the game.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. And we had one additional bonus questions on our list, but I see we are quite running out of time. So I will just mention it. It was the question about retention and engagement of the casino. We mentioned it's kind of during the discussion, different ways of retention, different ways of engagement, the users, markets, slot machines, trends, and so on. So I hope we covered this topic kind of. So the question was about who should be responsible for the retention and the engagement. Is it an affiliate or is it an operator? And my opinion about it, that both sides should be responsible for it, and both sides should cooperate, share the data, and work together on reaching this what we call profit. If you have anything to add about these guys, feel free to share your opinion, but I would like to ask you to be short with these answers.
I'm absolutely sure that both sides should be care about it, because I think when you connect with when operators connect with their affiliates, you can do profitable partnership for both sides. So it's really important for affiliates and operators make it together.
Yeah, thank you. Sergejs, Aurimas, would you like to add anything here? Do you have another
Well,
opinion?
operators will always try to get as much as possible from from a potential customer, let's say, or let's say like, of course, that engaging the customer, let's say, making sure it's happy playing like on the website and so on and so forth. Maybe you need to make sure that your message that you're showing about the brand in the affiliate site corresponds to the like message or information it has in the like operator side. Otherwise, if it doesn't match, then like there might be issues and not met expectations, let's say. And yeah, from the affiliate side, I guess the most important thing is like bring valuable users, like who are, let's say, not bonus abusers or something like that, because some operators, of course, don't like that. So that's one of the main things you could probably try to do. And yeah, not much to add from my end on that.
Sure, thank you. And Sergejs, what about you?
I 100% agree with the guys that it should be partnership. I think that affiliate needs to support operator and vice versa. Only work.
Yes, I totally agree with Sergejs. It should be work on both sides, and I hope he will come back to us in a while. So thank you guys for your thoughtful insights, and they were really fascinating to hear. Now we'll have to have a Q&A session, and we'll cover the most interesting questions from our viewers. So the first question is about the first question goes to Roman. And what geos give the most profit at the moment? I suppose you already answered it, but could you repeat in short form? Just
Yes, sure. For us, the most profitable geos is German speakers geos, Germany, Switzerland, Austria. Also, it's English speakers geos like Canada, Australia, and some countries, Nordic countries, and I think tier 2 Europe like Hungary, Greece, Poland. I think at this moment that's all, but we hope that in the next year we will be we will increase our traffic for geos that we don't work now, like work now a lot. I mean, like Brazil, India, and some tier 3 countries in Latin America.
okay, thank you. And the next question is about probably Aurimas, you can help us with it. How fast can I reach a positive ROI when working with SEO? What is your experience?
Depends if it's on affiliate site or on operator site, to be honest, but depends on the market. With SEO, it always depends, to be honest. So if it's a new market, probably it might be a bit easier. If it's like a market where like lots of incumbents, lots of sites already targeting the keywords you are targeting, then it would be tough to compete. You have to invest a lot of money, most likely. So I would probably target new markets where, let's say, the regulation just came in. Maybe you can even prepare something in advance before the regulations go in, so that you are ready and already ranking. Then when it opens up, like you're ready to go, then probably ROI can come fast. Depends on your partners as well. If you're affiliate site, like what deals do you have and so on and so forth. So it's like impossible to say. Like depends on the market, your like niche and similar things basically. But usually, when I worked in an SEO agency, I say, hey, you might see positive results in like 6 to 12 months. That's probably the like minimum you have to wait, and then after that, like you will basically invest money and then you will get out of it something. So with iGaming and let's say affiliate side would be probably something similar, maybe a bit more complicated because the competition is quite high within SEO here. So yeah, like it depends, but
Yeah,
probably
thank you.
more than like a year, I would say.
Yeah, thank you. I have like the same expertise, 6 months or 1 year at least for the seed stage and for stage for investments and so on. And Sergejs, do you hear us well? Are you with us again?
Yeah.
Awesome. It was like on me to finish your thought in the previous block. Hope you don't mind. And the next question goes to you. And the question is about Asia betting sites. Can we expect high profits there? Do we work with Asia, and do you have any expertise to share there?
It's a very interesting question. Can you expect high profits? So if we're talking about Asian markets, the Asian markets are very lucrative and they can generate a lot of profits, and the population is quite big as well, and there is a big interest in there. So, but it really depends on the approach and strategy and the market knowledge there.
Okay, thank you. And the next question goes to Roman, and the question is about working with crypto traffic. Is it different from regular fiat traffic? Do you get the question?
Yes. If we're talking about crypto, we should understand that crypto audience and fiat audience is really different. Crypto customers would like to be anonymous, so they prefer casinos with no KYC. For them, important thing is media. So you should be success in media resources to be famous in crypto audience. Also, if you would like to target crypto casinos brands, you should use another keywords, of course. It's mostly about not about slots, mostly about keywords like no KYC or keywords with crypto payment systems. And you should understand that in crypto brands, in full crypto brands, I mean, there are it's more friendly for users than fiat casinos, as my experience. I mean, like better bonuses, fast withdrawal. So.
Okay.
From what I heard, the value from a user that is like a crypto non-fiat is also higher, right? Like on average.
Yes,
quite
sure,
a bit
but
higher.
yes.
Yeah, so
Okay.
one user might be like crypto user might bring value as like 5 fiat or something like that, depends on the market. But from kind of information I got from other sources, let's say this is like, yeah, something like that. So you can basically live out of less users or clients because they are bringing more value.
Interesting
But you should
insight.
understand that there are not a lot of crypto customers. So now
Yeah.
fiat market is bigger. But we will say what will happen in the future.
Yeah, exactly. So, and the next question is about optimal budget for a casino campaign in tier 1 country. It's quite a complicated question because, as Aurimas mentioned, it depends on your traffic sources, it depends on what market you targeted. As for push ads or native ads, I would say if you go in tier 1 in US, for example, you should have at least, up to my personal opinion, at least a 5K budget. And we talk about push ads and native ads where CR is high and where traffic like volumes are big. If we talk about other sources like SEO, I've heard that $1 million can be not enough even to be successful in US. Sergejs, Aurimas, what about your experience in the tier 1 countries? What are approximate budgets there?
It's very difficult to estimate the budget, but I can speak from the experience. We worked with one of the brands, and the budget were between 200 and 300 millions per year, and it wasn't enough. So I think talking about the US, it is possible to utilize almost any type of the budget. But if we're talking about websites and clients with a smaller budget, it is possible to enter the US, but then you have to be realistic. You have to choose the states where the competition is lower and to find the unique angle, so it means that the research time and research data will be vital if you're not operating with a massive budget.
Yeah, for affiliates, probably, yeah, you might need quite a bit. For operators, again, I mentioned like big boys are playing there. So like if you want to be big, like you have to invest like crazy amount and you will not get the return probably for the next 10 years or something like that. if you're not already known in the market. I mean, so yeah, like for operators, it would be like billions probably, like to be big. For affiliates, yeah, you can focus on specific states, specific maybe products, whatever. Then like yeah, you can probably like have smaller budgets and invest there. But yeah, you have to focus then quite a bit. Then you either have a website targeting multiple regions that you focus on, or like different websites maybe for each like state, or like whatever your strategies, and then split the budget. But yeah, definitely expensive there.
Yeah, that's it,
I
Roman.
think to start, for example, Facebook in Tier 1 Europe, you have to spend around 3,000-4,000 euros for a test, I mean.
Yes, just to get first results and see how is it going, and to get positive ROI, I suppose you need much bigger amount. So, okay, while scrolling the questions, I see the question about minimal budget at RichAds. It's $100, so you can start easily. The next question is about what is better for casino offer, CPA or share for start. I think it depends on the traffic source, because for Google PPC, or for Facebook, or for push ads, native ads, you need CPA deals, up to my opinion, because it will give you budgets. You can like reinvest it in a fast way. And if we talk about SEO, I suppose rev share is the best option, because you work long term and you earn long term. What do you think, guys? Do you agree with it? Do you have like opposite mind?
Yes, I agree with you. I think if we're talking about beginning of your affiliate way, CPA will be better because you, as you say, you can reinvest your income to start more campaigns. But if we're talking about long-term cooperation, it's of course your share.
Yeah, Sergejs or Aurimas, do you agree?
I think from operator side, they prefer rev share, if I'm not mistaken. Because with CPA, it's a bit tricky. If you do a deal, then like some regulation happens, and then the user is no longer as like bringing as much value. Let's say there is a deposit limit or something like that. Then like it might no longer make sense. So yeah, I think that from operator side, I think that would be easier to agree on. Versus CPA. But yeah, again, I'm not very familiar with that side, like the deals there.
Yeah, sure. Sergejs, what is better for you? What is the best solution?
I think it really depends deal on the deal, but I think maybe CPA plus rev share is the best option, which are covering all types of risks and taking in account how competitive markets becoming this year and next year. I think that CPA and plus rev share is probably the best solution for the both sides.
So some kind of a hybrid deal. Okay, good. And we have plenty of questions still. I suppose most of them we answered during the webinar. If no, dear viewers, feel free to ask our speakers in social networks. I hope you don't mind about it. I don't mind personally. So if they don't answer, just ask me. So, and the final question, I think it's interesting one. The question about the localization. How do I check if a casino website is properly localized? And this is a good one, because, for example, you most probably you don't speak any other language besides yours, or you cannot speak like 200 languages all over the world, or even more. So, how to check it, Sergejs? What could you recommend?
Of course, there are many different ways, and I can mention that if you're working with a serious product, which investing serious in entering the market, the best way to check the localization will be, of course, working with the local specialist and getting the checks from the experts in that language. Of course, there are shortcuts combining the human with AI, but I think at the moment probably the best way is working with the local experts.
Yeah, I think that's a good approach to find some local experts who will guide your businesses, who will share some insights about culture, about minds, about good translations, and so on. Aurimas, Roman, do you have anything to add here about localization?
Yeah, that's on if we usually need local language, then of course we have somebody in the company because we have like plenty of nationalities here, especially somebody working, of course, in marketing, so they can check. If you don't have these resources, then of course you can always have multiple options. Let's say you find a copywriter that you prefer writing your content, and then SEO content, SEO copywriter, and then you might have another copywriter for the same market with the same language checking the other copywriter what they wrote. So you might be a bit cheaper, let's say, for checking content versus writing content. So this is in some cases makes sense maybe to do if you don't have some internal resources, let's say. I think, and it shouldn't be that expensive to be honest. Like for like, yeah, copywriting is more expensive than I think proofreading content and maybe fixing some things. So that could be like an easy, quick option, let's say, and not super expensive.
Yeah, I think there is like plenty of websites with freelancers, with consulting some kind, so you can find it. Roman,
with gambling copywriters, it's tricky to be honest. Like specifically in smaller markets, it's very hard to find somebody like knowing the product or industry. But bigger markets, it's definitely easier with these like freelance websites to find someone.
Yes, I can agree, and the same about crypto, about forex, about finance services. It's kind of tricky to find good specialists. That's correct. So, Roman, do you have anything to add here in this question?
I think I know one quick method. If we're talking about some specific languages like Japan or Greek language, I think you can check it by yourself how this language optimizes by website, because there have a lot of specific signs. So I think you can check it by yourself. But of course, maybe some outsource employers who can check it. It will be the best way to understand is all works right or not.
Yeah, good idea. So the main advice of the current webinar is to trust people at this stage. Using machine, using robots, but still trust people, still rely on them. So, and before we finish this webinar, this Q&A session, I would like to announce bonuses. And don't worry if you miss some of the information, you'll get a recording, presentation, and all the bonuses and contacts after the round table. How you will get it? Of course, you're most probably registered via the link in the description. You registered to this webinar, so you will be able to get it via your email. If not, you can ask about it in comment, and we will share all needed links. And so RichAds gives a special bonus only for webinar viewers, a 10% bonus to the first deposit to all new advertisers at RichAds, and that will register after the webinar and use the promo code iGaming summary. And the next bonus is from Alpha Affiliates. Make sure to tell your manager the promo code ROUNDPROMO to get 50% revenue share on all Alpha Affiliates brands and geos till the end of 2023. You can also join the affiliate race, an ambitious contest by Alpha Affiliates with a grand prize pool of 2,100 euros. So quite a big one. And the next one is SEO Brothers provides 30 bonus spins with SEO23 promo code via the link in the description. Link and contacts are in the chat now. And finally, make sure you will contact Aurimas for fruitful cooperation with Betsson Group. His contacts on the slide as well as in the chat. Check them out. And this is all we had for today. So many thanks again for joining us today and for your amazing questions in the chat. Now we actively participate in conferences, and so soon you will see a lot of useful content. We plan to release 2 speeches and 6 videos from the conferences, from panel discussions. Stay tuned. There will be talks about AI, about engagement, about retention. So plenty of good and useful information from industry experts. Subscribe to our YouTube channel below and click the bell icon not to miss new videos. Bye-bye and see you soon. And thank you once again, dear viewers and dear participants. See you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.